Okay, are there any questions? No. What we're going to do then, we're combining experiment 17 and 18. And experiment 18 deals with redox reactions. 17 primarily with metathesis, although there's a little bit of metathesis and acid-base in experiment 18. So it's going to be the same drill. What you're going to do with experiment 18 is predict the reactions prior to doing them. And so the way I want you to do 18 is I want you to predict them in reverse order. You know, the initial ones are a little repetitive. And so,
I thought we're supposed to be doing 17 today.
we're continuing 17. Some people are pretty much almost done with the 17 equations.
What if you didn't really do any prep?
You don't have to lab prep for 18. 18 is, what we're doing is all paper. There's no prep necessary. This is, in fact, your preparation for these labs is you're predicting what's going to happen, and then you'll do it in the lab to see if the predictions ring true. And so when you write the equations, leave some room for observations. Right? Don't cram everything in there and use every inch of space for your reactions, because you aren't going to have any room for observations or corrections. Give yourself plenty of room. This goes for 17 as well. You know, I noticed that some going through and checking some people's, they're not going to have any room to write any observations. You know, it's all crammed in there. And so what we're doing is we're going to do it on paper first, and then we're going to do it in lab. It's just the opposite order, because what we want to do is we want to be able to make predictions as well as take observations. So we'll just combine it into two, making predictions and taking observations, rather than just taking observations and then figuring out what happened afterwards. So when we look at experiment 18, let's start off with the reactions at the end. And so flip to the end. Probably the easiest place to figure out what you're mixing together is not in the data table. In the data table, they kind of summarize it, but in the procedure itself. So can somebody just read the procedure, that is what you're supposed to mix together for the last reaction in experiment 18? And so just go to the procedure section where it says, you know, take a test tube and get some copper wire or bromine water, this kind of stuff. You see it?